Hi, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and this Midnight Snowballs hat and scarf set is sponsored by Premier Yarns. Deborah Norville Serenity Chunky Yarn comes in 50 plus colors, and it also comes in different textures and like this glitter yarn, and that's what was used here for this project. So, but the yarns are interchangeable because they're the same bulky number 5 weight. And the yarn is super easy to care for, and it's very soft, so it's great for baby projects or afghans or accessories like you see here. So this warm and cozy set is actually done with the Catherine Wheel stitch, which is very popular stitch. And I love the way the blue and white make like a little snowball effect around this project. So I'll be doing a separate video, one for the scarf and one for the hat. So make sure that you watch each one. And the skill level for this set is easy, I would say leaning towards intermediate actually. And the yarn that we used for this was Moody Midnight for the blue and Silver Shine for the white. And we also used a faux fur pom-pom. And these are available in large sizes, small sizes, and a lot of different colors. And the links to everything will be listed below. And the crochet hook that you'll need for this project is an L, number 11. It's an 8mm, or whatever size you need to obtain your gauge. So let's get started on this project, and make sure that you see all the links below to all the products. To make it easier to see on camera, I'm using Deborah Norville Serenity Chunky Yarn in Lilac Chiffon and Cloud Dancer. This is the same weight yarn as the glitter, so they're all interchangeable, like I said in the beginning. And in the beginning of the chain, I, instead of an L hook, which is the recommended hook, I crochet really loose, so I decided to use a K hook. So I'll be using a Deborah Norville wood crochet hook that's really soft and warm to work with. Most of the time I'm working with wood crochet hooks now. I love them. So anyway, the other thing is that this is only in one size, which is a large adult size. If you wanted a smaller size, you could use a worsted weight number 4 yarn instead of this chunky weight, this bulky number 5 weight. And a smaller hook, of course, to get the smaller size. And it starts out with a chain 57, which you see here, and you could wrap this around your head to see if it's going to be a good fit. And if it's too big, you could go down in hook size, or you could go down in yarn size. So there are other great Premier worsted weight yarns, and one is called Everyday and the other one's called Eversoft. That would work also for this to get the smaller sizes. So anyway, let's get started. This is a chain 57, and you single crochet in the second chain from hook. So there's the first chain, and this is the second chain right here. And then it says to single crochet in the next chain. And then it says to skip 3 chains and work 7 double crochets into the next chain. So I'm going to skip that one, and that one. And I'm going to work 7 double crochets into the 4th one. So 1, 2, I'm just going in the top loop of the chain. Okay, then you skip 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3, and then you single crochet in the next 3 chains. Okay, then you skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and you work 7 doubles into the next chain. And then you skip 3 chains. You might want to pull your, especially after those 7 doubles, you might want to just tug on your starting chain to, you know, see, like right now it's like that, but if I pull it, it'll kind of even it out a little bit. So I'm going to skip 3 chains and single crochet in the next 3 chains. So you just keep this repeat going across the row for row 1. Skip 3 chains, 7 doubles in the next one. And then you skip 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3, and then you work a single, 3 singles, a single in each one of the next 3 chains, like that. And then you skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 7 doubles. Okay, then you skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, single the next 3. I think crochet projects are like puzzles. Well, I love puzzles. And once I get them started and I'm on the right track and everything, I'm like, oh, I just can't wait to get it done. So I could spend hours working on it to get it done. Because it's so exciting, I want to see it finished. So it's a lot of joy. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's brought me a lot of joy all these years. Ever since I learned. Okay, so I'm going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then single next 3, and then you have 4 at the very end. If all went well, you have 4 at the end. You skip the last 3, and in the last chain you just work 4 double crochets. It's like a half a shell. Okay, so that is what your row 1 should look like. And you have 1, 2, 4, 5 full shells and 1 half shell. So if you fold this together, like I said, this should be the width of your head right here and allow for some stretching too. So anyway, then there's a little trick I'll show you at the end where you could bring this in also, and you would just have a fuller hat, but we can run a little slip stitch along the edge here, and you could do some decreasing if you need to bring your hat in. Okay, so now it says to change to the contrasting color. So to do that, my very last double crochet, I don't want to finish that, and I want to bring the new color through. I thought the new color was going to be the next row, but it's on this one. Okay, so what you do to change to the new color is to make a slip knot, leaving like a 5-inch end. So to make a slip knot, you make a loop and you bring that top strand over the back across the center of the circle. Then you reach in and pull that forward. You have a knot side and a slip side, and you pull on the knot side. Then you are going to complete your last single crochet to the last 2 loops. Put on the new color like this. Pull on that slip side. You don't want it real tight, it should be like this. And then you just pull the new color and complete the last double crochet with the new color, like that. And you just let the strand of main color just hang there, and you continue on with the new color that you just joined. So now you do a chain 1 and turn, and you turn this like the page of a book, like this. And then you work a single crochet in the first 2 stitches. So you do a single and a single, like that. And then it says to chain 3 and do a 7 double crochet cluster over the next 7 stitches. So a cluster stitch in the pattern says to insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops on hook in the specified number of times, yarn over and pull through all loops on hook. Okay, so first I'm going to chain 3. Then I'm going to do 7 cluster stitches, and that means it says to draw up a loop, insert hook, yarn over, draw through, okay, and a specified number of times. Then it says to over the next 7 stitches. Okay, so next 7 stitches would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now I've got my chain 3. This is my first 7 double crochet cluster stitch. And this is what creates the half of the snowball. Alright, so I'm going to go in here, yarn over. I'm acting like I'm doing a double crochet here. But I'm just going to pull through 2 loops on the hook, and that's it for that one. Yarn over, go in here, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. Leave it there. So I'm going to do this in the next 7 stitches. I yarn over, act like I'm doing a double crochet like this, and just draw through 2. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. See all those loops? So here's my chain 3, and here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I go in here, so I need to go in 7 stitches. There's 6, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, draw through 2. Okay, so this is the cluster stitch. Look at all those loops on the hook, so that you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now you're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through all those loops on your hook, just like that. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so anyway, and then it says to chain 3 and then to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the next 3 single crochet stitches are the center double crochets of that 7 double crochet group. So you're going to go here, 1, 2. I have to create a better system for yarn when I'm doing these videos. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. See that? Isn't that awesome? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go into our next cluster stitch. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, drop a loop, draw through 2. Okay, so then you're going to yarn over, drop a loop, draw through 2, yarn over, go from front to back, drop a loop, draw through 2, yarn over, drop a loop, draw through 2. It's like you're doing a double, but you're only doing the first step. You draw through 2, draw through 2. Okay, so look at this, what I have on my hook. Here's my chain 3. Then it said to go into the next 7 stitches, so I'll have 7 of these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have all those loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over. I'm holding my thumb right here. I'm going to draw through all of those loops like this. See that? That's my second cluster stitch. So 1, 2, 3. And then 3 singles over the centered double crochets of the 7 double crochet group. Okay, see that? That's fun. So 1, 2, 3, and then I think I gotta put something on here. Okay, maybe that'll work. Okay, so now same thing, draw through 2. It's like I'm doing the first step of a double crochet. That's all it is. Okay, so you want to check and make sure you've got everything on your hook that you need. So here's my chain 3, and here's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches. I'm going to yarn over, draw through all of that, all 8 loops, and then chain 3. See, and that created the 3rd snowball. I love this pattern, especially for a little snowball hat. I think this is so much fun, this one. So then you single crochet in the next 3, and then you chain 3, and you do the same thing, draw through 2. It's like you're doing half of a double crochet stitch. You're only doing the first thing where you draw through 2. Okay, now I have my chain 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to draw through all those loops like that. I love these colors too. Then you chain 3, single crochet in the next 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then do the same thing again. Okay, so I have my chain 3, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you want to check that every time. You don't want too many stitches or it'll throw your rows off. Then you yarn over and draw through all 8 loops on your hook. And then you chain 3, and then you single crochet in the next 3 double crochets like that. And then at the end of row 2, you're down to your last 4 stitches again, and you chain 3 and you single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So you just 1, 2, 3, 4. Like like that. I don't know. I don't think that's right. I think you do a half of a cluster at the end. I'm going to do a half a cluster. Okay. Sometimes my patterns that I have to go by aren't correct. But I'm thinking that you would do a half of a cluster here. So I'm going to do 1, 2. I'll change the pattern before we post it. 3 and 4. So I'm just going into 4 instead of 7. And then I'm going to have like a half a cluster over here. So then that is the end of row 2, and that's what your row 2 should look like. At the end of row 2, you chain 3 and turn. And you turn like the page of a book. And then you work, and this chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet, and then you work 3 double crochets in the first chain. I mean the first stitch. So you have 4. It's like half a shell there in the beginning. And then you single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets. See that little half shell help create the little snowball there. So cute. 1, 2, 3. And now you want to work 7 double crochets into the center of that cluster stitch. Like that. So you have a half shell there. You single in each one of the singles, and then you work 7 doubles into the cluster stitch. And then you just go all the way across like that, where you're singling. You work a single in the single. So there's 3 singles. And then I'm going to work 7 doubles right here. Like that. Then I'm going to single in each one of the singles. So it's the same repeat all the way across with a little variation at the end. There's the 7, and you single in each one of the singles, and then you work 7 doubles. See, what's happening here is you're making the other side of the snowball. There's a lot of variations of the Catherine wheel stitch, and this is one of them. It's really adorable. Sometimes these cluster stitches are worked in the back loops, and this one was working in both loops. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then I go over here. Like that. Okay, now at the very end it says to single crochet in each one of the last 2 single crochets. So I'm going to change to the main color also on the last one. So I'm going to single in this one, then I'm going to single part way on the last one like this. I'm going to drop my contrasting color, then I'm going to pick up my main color right here. I'm going to finish the I'm going to yarn over with my main color, and I'm going to finish the last single crochet with the new color. So I just go like this, and that's how you change colors. So I won't be needing my contrasting color anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to leave about a 6-inch end there, and then I don't have to use that anymore. Okay, so now I'm going to do row 4 with main color, and this will be a little bit loose in here where I cut this off, but it won't come out right here, and I'll just sew that in later. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 3 and turn, and that's going to count as my first double crochet. And then it says to work a 3 double crochet cluster over the next 3 stitches. So I'm going to skip this stitch, and then I'm going to work a 3 double crochet cluster. So I'm going to go like this. It's like doing a double crochet stitch halfway, and like that. So now I have my beginning chain 3 and my 3 double crochets that are not really double crochets. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to draw through those 4 loops just like that. At this point you probably have this pattern figured out. 1, 2, 3, and so that's half a cluster over there. And then I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 double crochet stitches of the 7 double crochet group, right like that. And then I'm going to work a chain 3. So now I'm filling in the little valley here, and it'll come back to being straight across. So now I'm going to do 7 stitches. They're like the first step of double crochets. So the same thing, but this I'm going back to doing 7 of them, like that. So now I have my chain 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over and draw through all those loops, like that. And then I'm going to chain 3, like that. Then I'm going to single in the next 3 doubles. Then I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to work a cluster over the next 7 stitches. Oops, caught that one. I didn't yarn over. Okay, I have chain 3 and I only have 6 stitches, so let me go into the 7th. So I'm going to yarn over and go through all of these. One, two, 3. Okay, I've picked up 7 new stitches there. Chain 3 again. Okay, the last full one here. This is what it's looking like. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love this. Everybody here in the office loves seeing all these projects. They're like, oh, I want one of those. I want one of those. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's time to yarn over through all those and chain 3. And then 3 singles. So in the end, oh, this is a full one here. I didn't think it would be. So exciting how many stitches we crocheters have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then you yarn over and go through all of those, and then you chain 3, and then you single crochet in the turning chain. Now I'm gonna, it says to finish off. So to finish off, I make 1 more chain, and then I cut back here about 6-inch end I leave. Oh, I should have left a really long end because I need to sew the side of this together. Darn it. So anyway, that's how you make rows 1 through 4. I love this thing. Look at that. That is so cute. Okay, so now the next step is to sew this together, and then you start building the crown. See, when you sew it together like this, then you start crocheting on the starting chain right here, and you build the crown of your hat. So it's pretty neat. So I think what I'll do instead of starting another strand of yarn is just use what I have here, because I've got all these anyway. So okay, so I'm going to come back on camera and I'll sew this together. So what you need to do next is sew the sides of rows 1 through 4 together. So you do that by placing the right side up like this and fold this together like this. And you want the right sides facing each other, and you're going to sew it together from the wrong side. I should have left a longer end when I cut off, but I didn't, so I'm just going to deal with this. So I'm just going to, this is at the very edge here, so I'm going to find the edge of the on the opposite side, and then I'm going to go right there close to the beginning there and go a couple of times over that, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch, do that a couple of times, and that's about all I can do right here. If you had 1 strand, you just keep on going, but I'm going to deal with this way. So now the end, you just feed back into the pink like this, so it's not seen, and then you always cut flat like this. So now, because I have all these, I gotta sew these ends in anyway, so it's no big deal to me. So now I'm just gonna go across where I left off here. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna match up the stitches, and I'm just going over it like twice. And then I've got plenty of yarn here. So I'm going to end this one more time. I'm going to go in. So you want to go, when I came out here, so I'm going to come in a little bit behind it and then go back out again. And you could do it more securely when you're off camera, but just for time's sake, I'm doing this. Oh, when I thread my needle, I take the side of it and I I fold the yarn end over the side of the needle. I pinch it really tight. I take the needle out. I open my pinch fingers and I push that through like that. Sometimes I forget to show you things. Okay, so I came out here, so I'm going to come in a little bit behind it and a little bit behind it and then back out like that. I like sewing my ends in because when I was young, I used to make afghans that I saw fall apart after they were washed. So I figured out how the best way for me was this. Okay, so now this is my last little thing I gotta do. You want to make sure that the corners match up really good. So I'm doing about 3-4 times there. Then I need to, this looks a little loose here. Alright, this is going to be sturdy. Okay, so then I'm going to feed this back down into the pink. Oh. Okay, when this happens, when let's say your yarn end's too short, you come in behind it here and you move your needle through your work like this and then thread it. So I'm going to go back and thread my yarn and then move that out just a little like that, and there. It's like magic. Okay, so then I cut this like that. Okay, so now the crown of this hat is going to be built on the beginning chain that I did, that chain 57. So the stitches are worked on this side. So we'll get started on that in 1 minute. For the crown of the hat, I am going to have the right side of the brim row 4 facing outwards. So I want this side facing out instead of this like this. I want it like this. So this is the right side of round 4 of row 4 right here. And I'm going to be working in the unused loops of the starting chain from row 1. So the object of this row is to work 3 double crochet stitches in each chain 3 space, 3 double crochets in each shell space, that big space right there, and 1 double on each one of these 3 single crochets. Now when you're at the end where it's sewn together, this will be 3 double crochets worked across the single, so you'll have 1 double, 1 double, and 1 double in that half shell right there. So I am going to join, I have a slip stitch on my hook. I'm going to join with a slip stitch to this first half shell right here. And to do that, I just insert my hook from front to back. I yarn over, bring that through, and then bring that through the loop on my hook. And then I'm going to pull my end of my starting chain like this. Then I'm going to chain 3. And that counts as the first double right there. And I want to start right where that seam is so it won't be shown. And if you use a darker color on this, then you won't see any, you know, of the stitches like that, of the stops and starts. So now I want you to double crochet in the next 2 single crochets like this. So there you have your first group of 3. And then 3 double crochets over the chain 3 space. And then 3 double crochets into the same chain used by that shell. And then 3 right here. Okay, now I'm to a group of 3 single crochets, so I'm just going to work a double into each one of those. Like that. And then I'm at a chain 3 space, so I'm going to work 3 double crochets over the chain 3 space. Now I'm at a shell, so I'm going to work 3 double crochets into the same chain used by the shell stitches. Then I'm at a chain 3 space. I'm going to work 3 doubles right over the whole chain. Now I'm at a group of singles, so I'm going to double in each one of those. This is all being done on the opposite side of the starting chain from row 1. So you should have a multiple of 3 running around this round, since we're doing sets of 3 all the way around. Let's see how it's starting to look there. So there's only 4 rounds that bring this crown up to the top. So the hardest part is over, the brim. Okay, I'm at a group of singles. And then I'm at a chain 3 space. Don't forget to do it in that big hole from that shell. So all you have to remember is 3 in the chain 3 space, 3 in the big hole where the shell is, 3 in the other chain 3 space, and 1 in each one of the 3 single crochets. Okay, we're around to the other side. Now let me just finish up here. So just make sure that you get 3 stitches over this little part where you sewed it together. So you're going to have 1 double crochet into the eye of the half shell right here, and then 1 in each one of those 2 single crochets at the beginning. So when you come around, you want to join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet, and that beginning chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So to do that, you just count 1, 2, 3. You insert your hook from front to back in the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3, and then pull that through, and then pull that through the loop on your hook. And that's joining with a single crochet to the first double crochet. Or sometimes it's written in the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3. Okay, so that's round 1 complete. And now all you do is chain 3 and double crochet in every double crochet around. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch. So go ahead and complete this round, and then I'll complete mine. I'll come back on camera, and then I'm going to show you rounds 3 and 4 because they're decreasing rounds. Okay, I've completed round 2 of my crown, and earlier I said that there's only 4 rounds on the crown, and I was seeing the 4 rows of the brim, and there's actually 7 rounds on the crown. So anyway, this is the end of round 2, and now I'm going to start doing a decrease round. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I left the joining, and you just join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet, and there's 1, 2, and 3. So you insert in there, and you draw through a loop, then draw that through the loop on your hook. Then the directions say to chain 3, and then double crochet 2 together. Sometimes you will see a double crochet together, a decreased double crochet done in different ways, and I'm just going to show you how I like to do it. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to draw up a loop here, and I'm going to draw through 2, yarn over, draw up a loop here, draw through 2, and then draw through all 3 loops on my hook. And I like that because it's a little bit more solid. And other ways that people do a decrease are like this: yarn over, go through here, and then work that loop by itself, and then go here, draw through 2, draw through 1, and then draw through all 3, which is typically how you see this done. So I guess I'll go with that, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so I did a chain 3, and then I double crocheted 2 together, and then I'm going to double crochet in the next one like that, and then double crochet 2 together again, like that, and then double in the next one, and then double crochet 2 together like that, and then you're yarning over and drawing through all 3, and then you do a double, and then you double crochet 2 together like that, and then a double, and then 2 together to decrease, double crochet decrease, go on here, and then draw through 1, go on here, draw through 2, draw through 1, yarn over and draw through all 3, and then a double. So you just repeat this all the way around. I always love doing decrease rounds because I know I'm going to be able to get my project done quicker because I have less stitches. So I just keep doing a double crochet decrease, and then a plain double crochet. So there's my decrease, what it looks like, and there's my double. Okay, so it definitely should start pulling in right here, and it is. So just continue doing that, and then I'll come back on camera and I'll show you how to do the next decrease round. So at the end of round 3, you should land up with 2 double crochets left, and the next stitch to do is a decrease. So I need to just work a decrease here, and then join with a slip stitch to the first double crochet like I did before. Okay, so then after round 3 my hat is looking like this. So now for round 4 I'll chain 3 and I'm going to double in the next 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to double crochet 2 together. So I'm going to do a decrease like I did before. And then on row 4, and then repeat from start around. So I'm going to double crochet in 2. So the only difference is I'm doing 2 doubles by themselves and then I'm doing a decrease. So you'll have 2 doubles and then the decrease. And I really do kind of like if you look at this decrease, the way I've been doing it is not my favorite way to do it. And it does stick up a little bit higher than the other ones. And let me see. Okay, so I'm going to double in my next 2. I'm going to go back to doing my decreases the way I like to do them. Okay, so you just go through here, draw up 2, yarn over, draw through 2, and then draw through all 3. And see, then it's the same level as your other decreases. Over here, this is taller. See right there how it goes up? So that's why I like doing my decreases like this. So anyway, continue with that around. You do a decrease and then double, double, decrease, double, double, decrease all the way around. And I'll come back on camera. So now at the end of the crown round 5, my hat is looking like this. And I've joined the round and I chained 3. And now this next round is exactly the same as a previous round, where you just chain 3, then you double crochet the 2 together, and then you double crochet in the next one. So it's a double crochet and then a decrease over 2. So same thing. And then round 7 is just chain 3 and double crochet 2 together all the way around and join. So you can go ahead and do round 6 and round 7, and then I'll come back and don't finish off, and I'll come back and show you how to finish off and then gather up the top and sew it together and then put a pom-pom on the top. So now my decreasing rounds are finished, and I've joined the last round, and when I get ready to finish off, I still have this many stitches left. So I want to do one more chain like this, and I'm going to pull on the back of that chain like this to tighten it. Then I'm going to cut about 12 inches away from that last chain like this, and then I'm just going to pull that loop all the way through like this. So then I would just put my yarn on a needle, and to do that I fold it over the side of the needle and I pinch it, and then I opened up my pinch fingers and I push the fold through like that. So then I would just weave this through these stitches at the top like that. Just in and out of the last stitches of round 7. Then when you get back to the beginning, you just pull that tight so that it all closes in together, so there's nothing there anymore. So then you want to make sure that this folded strand is out of there. You just keep going back and forth where that yarn came out, just to secure it. And the pom-pom's going to cover up this little knot here. So you don't have to worry about that. But I went through that like 4 times. I went over that. And then I'm going to feed this back through some of the stitches like that. And then I'm going to lay my scissors flat and then cut that there. Okay, so that's the end of the crocheting of the hat. Look how cute it is. I love, love, love this. I think this is so cute, this little design here. So this is the blue hat. And as you can see here, it's hard to tell where that seam is. And then on the lighter colors, like right here is where the seam is. So you can see it a little bit more, but it's not that bad. So on the pom-poms, a white pom-pom would look good on this hat. Or these are the faux fur pom-poms by Premier, and it's a great finishing touch to your hat. And it comes with 2 strands at the end, and you just feed the strands through like the stitches here and then one over here, and then tie them on the underside of your hat. So that's how you connect the pom-pom. So the Midnight Snowball scarf right here, this is a close-up of it. That's in another video, and we'll have a link to that below. But I want to thank you for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel and enjoy your crochet.